Welcome to the Woodwind Doubling Channel, and today we're talking alto flute. Now you might think, gee, alto flute, that's a little bit of an oddball. Do I really need one? Well, I started perusing all the shows that are listing alto flute as one of the doubles on it, and some of them I've played, and some of them I really wasn't aware of. Pippin, Company, Aida, Sweet Charity, Little Night Music, Chorus Line, The Wiz, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, She Loves Me, and The Producers. Now, The Producers is one of the first shows that I remember seeing alto flutes in the pit with me. I was playing bassoon at the time, but there's a notable bit in that show where the bassoon plays as the third voice below 2 alto flutes in one of the ballad songs. 2 alto flutes. So obviously it tends to crop up more in books that are principally flute books. Take a show like Secret Garden. Secret Garden is piccolo, flute, alto flute, and a whole mess of other stuff. And there's some really nice alto flute stuff, certainly in combination with the English horn on the other woodwind chair there. So alto flute, you might think, well, that's a sizable kind of amount of money to put out for another instrument to play. Am I going to make my money back on it? Well, the nice thing is that you don't need to put so much money into an alto flute as, say, your principal C flute. A C flute, you really want to spend some money, get something really fine. Alto flute, you've got a lot of options. What I'm playing on here is a Jupiter 500 series alto flute that actually came with 2 heads. There's the curved head and the straight head, and I've found that the curved head for me is a lot easier in terms of reach. I think most people find that. For example, there's the reach with the curved head, nice and easy to handle. And then with the straight head, as you can see, straight head is a lot more difficult to handle. Still sounds good, but in some ways it's also harder to hear yourself. When you relocate the mouthpiece over here, all of a sudden you're hearing the sound as it emanates from the tone holes in the flute a little bit more easily. And certainly in a cramped pit, that could mean that this end of the flute is hitting the pit wall. So I vastly prefer to use the curved head. Now, the Jupiter and several other alto flutes that are available are actually in quite a reasonable price range. By reasonable, I mean around the $2,000 mark. You might think, well, that sounds like a lot of money. Well, yes, but if you're getting doubling fees and doing professional shows and you're going to get some use out of it, it's a bargain because you're only going to ever need one. The pads last a long time in these instruments, and properly taken care of, they last quite a long time as well. You can watch out for the occasional deal. I once bought a very nice Armstrong alto flute in a pawn shop because to them it looked like a student model flute. Now, it was a straight head only, but it was actually quite a nice playing instrument once I had it tweaked a little bit, and I think I might have paid $200 for it. So, you never know. You can find bargains like that occasionally. Alto flute, to me, like I say, with listing all those shows, it's been tremendously useful. It's also been useful in that since I have one, I've been able to loan it out to other people or even rent it out to other people from time to time. And that's certainly been a handy thing too. So alto flute, a lovely sounding instrument. You might not find so much use for it in, say, something like concert band or a big band. But if you're doing a lot of shows and playing a lot of flute books on those shows, you'll probably find that an alto flute is going to come up for you sooner or later. Now, as for handling the instrument on the stand, Hercules makes quite a good alto flute peg, which is long enough to hold the instrument properly, and it's got 2 extra locations for a flute and piccolo peg, so if you're playing all 3, you can quite easily get them on there. I'll be looking at some of the stand arrangements I have in the future for that, but yes, you can actually buy an off-the-shelf stand that works well for an alto flute. There you go. Alto flute, for you, maybe, up to you to decide. And until next time on the Woodwind Doubling Show, please leave your comments below. Please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.